Om Namah Shivaya. Hi my friends. This time let me start with a story. You must have heard a story that an old man once visited a mobile mechanic shop. And he said to the mechanic, "Please check my mobile. It seems not working." And after checking, the mechanic said, "Sir, it's perfectly okay. It's working well." And immediately the old man retorted, "How then? There's no call coming from my sons." And he showed his face was so full of sorrow and pain. This kind of incident is taking place everywhere nowadays, particularly in the old generation. Every year, more than 7 lakh people do suicide, and most of them because of mental illness. This is the most sorrowful figure of the modern world. And the reasons are many. Main reasons are mental illness, of frustration, of tension, of depression, the pressure in the working place, of losing jobs, of not getting jobs, or fulfilling a project within a period of time, and so on and so forth. This becomes the daily incident in today's world, and the modern man is suffering heavily out of mental illness. And mental illness can be of different kinds. And particularly we know that the corona, has added a very good amount of illnesses into the whole affair. Now the question is how to get rid of this problem, how to live a happy and peaceful life. This is not only a demand of today's world, today's modern human beings, but it is a demand, a basic necessity, a basic demand of each and every individual to live in happiness and in peace. This time, I will search the way to become peaceful, to live in peace, from the perspective of the Sanatan Hindu Dharma. And therefore the topic of this video is Modern Man and the Sanatana Hindu Dharma, or in other words, Adhunik Manab or Sanatan Hindu Dharma. Hey, I am Srisubroto, a scholar, a lover of Indian spirituality. Whenever this question comes, how to live peacefully in happiness from the perspective of Sanatana Hindu Dharma, one method, one process, one way comes immediately in your mind, and that is meditation, dhyana. Meditation is the only way to live in peace and happiness. You can ask me how, but let me say a few words in regard to it. Meditation, when I said meditation, I also mean meditation and yoga with pranayam. But I will deal only meditation part, the mental part of it. The others are more or less the physical part. I will stress on the mental part alone. Now, before starting about meditation, let me say one thing very clearly to understand the perspective from the Sanatana Hindu Dharma. Sanatana Dharma can be defined as a religion of truth, a religion to inquire into truth, to understand truth, and to establish truth in life and reality. This is Sanatana Dharma. Now, meditation is the very essence of this Dharma, because by means of meditation alone, you can understand, come face to face with reality, come face to face with truth of life. And that's why meditation is so important. Now, this time, what kind of meditation? This is a very basic question too. But I will take a single definition of meditation in this case. The definition where it is said, meditation is the emptying of the mind. And this definition has been said by J. Krishnamurti. Meditation is the emptying of the mind. Now, what kind of emptiness? Let us start to understand it. Most of our mental illnesses is based in the mind, in thought. And meditation, in the way of observing or becoming a Shakshi, witness, will try to make a space, a difference, a gap between my thought and myself, between mind and the observer, between the mind and the Atma Jyoti. Because it is your mind where all mental problems raised, based and sourced. So, and normally we identify ourselves all the time with the issues of the mind and therefore suffer. So how to make a difference, how to make a separateness, how to make a gap, how to make a space between the mind and the Atma Jyoti, or the light of the observer, or the observer, or the self, or the soul, whatever you say. Because one thing is very clear, one thing is very important, that this self, that this Atma, this Jyoti, the basic observer, the witness, is different from, essentially different from thought, different from mind. Or in other words, it is above the mind, and mind is under its control. But in most cases, we identify the two, and we think my mind and myself are identified and both are actually one. But this is not the reality. Sanatana Dharma, for thousands of years, just want to say this single thing, that you are not the thought. You are not the mind, you are more than a mind. It is your mind, it is your thought, but you are not the thought, you are more than a thought. Thought or mind or theories or ideas based on thought, all are and should be under your control. The basic work of the meditation would be to make a space or make a difference between the two, thought and observer. And by means of sitting silently, the observer only will witness the chattering mind without interfering into it in any way. Because there is a continuous process of mental waves, thoughts, theories, ideas, images, whatever. They're continuously moving before our eyes, before ourselves, before our Chaitanya. Our purpose would be to observe them without interfering into it. This is DRASHTA BHAVA, yes, SAKSHI BHAVA. The hints are already given in the Bhagavad Gita. The ideal of Bhagavad Gita, the ideal of man depicted in the Bhagavad Gita, it's Sthita Prajna, a man settled in intelligence. Sthita Prajna, the quality of the Sthita Prajna is Prajahati jada kaman sharvan part manogatan. A man who is free from all desires of the mind and can remain peaceful in himself. Prajahati jada kaman sharvan part manogatan atmani atmana tushta. Who is self-satisfied is a sthita prajna. This is the ideal of a man depicted by Bhagavan Sri Krishna. And free from mind or desires, prajahati yada kaman sharvan part manogatan, who is free from everything, every desire of the mind. Now this freedom from the mind, from the mental illnesses, can only be possible if you can make it division, separateness, make a space between the two. You can see the mind from your own standpoint as an observer without interfering into it. And finally, mind will be your slave, thought will be your slave, and they won't make any disturbances in your living day-to-day life. This is the basic truth. And this art of living, seeing everything as a witness, the whole world, the life, the daily life, enjoying them as a witness, this art of living is preached by Sanatana Dharma for say thousands of years. And this is perhaps the best art of living, to live in this world at the same time living free from becoming a slave of the mind, living free from the turmoil of the mind, living free from the pressure of tension, depression, oppression of the mind. There are beautiful statements in this regard. Let us live in time timelessly. A great philosopher has said, let us live in time timelessly. Let us live in limitations limitlessly. Let us live in measurements immeasurably. And the last statement that I will refer is from Adi Shankaracharya, who said the essence of this art of living. And I quote, Yoga ratoba bhoga ratoba sanga ratoba sanga bihin jasya brahmani ramate chityam nandati nandati nandateva. Only he enjoys the bliss, the ananda of life, who in yoga or during bhoga or in company always anchored his mind in the Brahman, in the infinite, in the limitlessness, in the Satchidananda, the infiniteness. This living together, both in the world and the infinity, is a fantastic prescription given by the Sanatana Dharma or Sanatan Hindu Dharma to the people of the world, and for which we need a basic thing: start meditating. Because by meditation only you can make a distance between the observer, you as light, and the thought that continuously occurring in you, sometimes giving trouble, enslave you, make a separateness between the two, and finally found that the thought is your slave and you are not the slave of the thought. When it has been found that thought is no more regulating you, when it has been found that thought is no more dominating on you, the theories, the ideas, they may just not dominating on you, you become free from these elements, their pains, are not going to make you suffer. So, it's a request to the modern man throughout the world. Practice it. Try it sometime. But if you do it, you will surely, as you proceed, you will surely get a chance to live in happiness and in pleasure and in peace. Remember, there is no denial, no sacrifice of the daily life, but a combination between the two, a harmonization, a combination, and finally saying that you are not the mind, you are not the thought, you are more than the thought. This actually based on a single definition on man. Man is not, as the West said, man is not a rational animal alone. Man, according to Sanatana Hindu Dharma, man is always a spiritual, rational being. It should be understood. And when you give this value to human beings, to each and every human being, you will receive a whole world before you, a whole possibilities before you, and whole world to live in happiness and peace. Try this meditation. It is as an observer. Be an observer. Be a witness of your thought or thought process, of your chattering mind, and live happily. Thank you very much. Now the choice is yours. And again, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.